Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. You're watching Update at Noon with me, Muhammad Amin Carlos. Well, cabinet ministers returning from official trips abroad are now exempted from the 10-day observation or home surveillance period. Well, this was stated in the latest Federal Government Gazette under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease Exemption Order 2021, published on the Attorney General's Chamber's website yesterday. Well, subject to paragraph 3, the minister exempts cabinet ministers who return from any official visit abroad from the application of Section 15 of the Act. Well, instead, cabinet ministers who return from any official visits from abroad must undergo observation for 3 days or undergo surveillance until discharged without endangering the public. The Gazette was signed by Health Minister Dato' Seri Dr. Harambaba and will be in effect starting today until 9th August. Previously, the government had shortened the mandatory quarantine period in Malaysia for travellers returning from abroad and close contacts of those who test positive for COVID-19 from 14 to 10 days. Well, the Health Ministry, the MOH, is carrying out the procurement of low dead volume syringes needed to administer the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine injections with local and foreign companies. Its Minister, Dato' Seri Dr. Harambaba, said this type of syringe is suitable for the vaccine as it could avoid wastage and maximize the number of doses to be given, especially in the first phase of the national COVID-19 immunization program, which will begin on 26 February.
Dan kita yakin banyak syarikat daripada luar negara ataupun sekarang ni kita cuba berurusan dengan syarikat tempatan untuk cuba kerana bahan-bahan tempatan terutama sekali syringes ni sangat diperlukan pada masa depan. Sekiranya pengeluaran oleh syarikat tempatan berterusan, bukan sahaja kita dapat guna negara kita, tapi dapat digunakan juga untuk pasaran ekspor.
Jadi pecah itu akan bersekali dengan vaksin?
Ya, kita akan di setiap tempat di mana kita beri vaksin kepada penerima vaksin, kita sertakan sekali lah peralatan yang selengkapnya.
Speaking after receiving a contribution of 1 million personal protective equipment from EU Smart Solution Holdings, Sendiri and Berhad, he said the vaccine should be administered carefully as it is vital to avoid wastage, adding that the syringe also meets the specifications requested by the Pfizer company. Last Saturday, the minister was reported to have said that the MOH needed 12 million low dead volume syringes to inject 20% of the country's population in the first phase of the vaccination program. A construction site in Bertam, Pulau Pinang was ordered to shut down after failing to adhere to stipulated standard operating procedures or SOPs during the Movement Control Order, the MCO. Now, all construction works were also immediately seized. Construction Industry Development Board, CIDB, Pulau Pinang Director Zahidi Hashim said the employer had failed to ensure all construction workers underwent COVID-19 screening tests. The workers were also not provided proper conducive work environments. Furthermore, the employer did not display a valid permit to build a share house to accommodate the workers. The share house built was also not large enough for all the workers and was overcrowded.
Dalam bilik lebih kurang 6 kali 10. Letak dari segi kelebaran keluasan itu antara 7 kali 5 kaki kot ataupun mungkin 8 kali 5 macam itulah. Mereka tempatkan dalam 4 atau 5 orang. Kalau kita tengok dari segi pengaliran udara, sistem pengaliran udara dekat CLQ tu pun ataupun rumah kongsi tu pun rasanya memang teruklah. Jadi itu antara penyebab boleh berlakunya penyebaran COVID-19 ni.
Meanwhile, inspections reveal that 11 out of the 51 workers in the site do not have legal working permits. All the workers who were of Bangladesh and Indonesian nationalities were brought to the Seberang Perai Utara Police Headquarters for further action. A night market trader was charged in the Ipoh Sessions Court yesterday on 3 counts of raping his 13-year-old stepdaughter last year. Well, the 48-year-old man, however, pleaded not guilty to all charges that were read out to him before Judge N. Priscilla Himamalini. Well, on the first and second counts, the man was charged with raping the victim, aged 13, during the incidents on a Saturday in June and July last year at a house in Kampung Banjar, Air Tawa, Manjung. He was also charged with the same offence towards the same victim on 26 December 2020 at about 3:30 p.m. at the same location. He was charged under Section 376B, subsection 1 of the Penal Code, which carries a sentence of up to 30 years imprisonment with whipping upon conviction. The Deputy Public Prosecutor, Muhammad Wafi Ismail, prosecuted, while the accused was represented by lawyer Sharul Nizam Muhammad Rabi. The court allowed the accused 10,000 ringgit bail with one surety for all charges and set 11 March for remention, pending chemical and medical reports. The court also instructed the accused to report to a nearby police station once every month and issued a restraining order to prevent him from disturbing the victim. Coming up next, consumers can lodge complaints and claims with TTPM for damaged goods. Well, Malaysia's unemployment rate increased to 4.5% in 2020. That's the highest since 1993, when the unemployment rate was recorded at 4.1%. And according to Chief Statistician Dato' Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin, unemployment rose to 772,900 persons at a rate of 4.8% in December 2020. Well, meanwhile, the number of employed persons edged up 0.1% month on month, equivalent to 19,300 persons to 15.22 million persons after registering a marginal decrease in the previous month. Now, Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair was commenting on the statistics of labour force for December and fourth quarter or Q4 for 2020. He added that the number of residents in the services sector continued to record an increasing trend, especially in wholesaler and retail sectors, health and humanities, social work, information, communication, as well as education. However, manpower usage in industries related to tourism, such as lodging, transportation, logistics, arts, entertainment and recreation, are at a constantly decreasing rate. Overall, the labour force participation rate, LFPR, eased by 0.3 percentage points to record 68.4%, while the number of employed persons decreased by 0.2% to 15.1 million persons. These trends can be highly attributed to the volatility of the labour market following the health and economic crisis which occurred that year. Well, a total of 4 million ringgit from the COVID-19 Musa'adah Fund, organized by the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM, and Yayasan Wakaf Malaysia, YWAM, has been channeled to those in need nationwide. Well, according to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakri, the fund had thus far received contributions of about 6 million ringgit from companies and individuals since it was launched in March last year.
Yang terdahulu lebih kurang dalam 6 juta, perbelanjaan sudah mencecah 4 juta lebih. Dan insya-Allah kita sentiasa, tapi keseluruhannya oleh kerana kami membuat satu gabungan sekarang, kalau bulan 1 Januari baru-baru ini kita menghabisi hampir 15 juta. Dan setiap hari kita akan update dia punya jumlahnya. Insya-Allah kita akan keluarkan pada setiap bulan. Awal bulan untuk bulan sebelumnya, insya-Allah.
Speaking of the flagging off of the JAKIM YWM post-flood relief mission convoy to Dungun, Terengganu, Dr. Zulkifli also presented contribution totaling 24,400 ringgit for 122 students from University Kebangsaan Malaysia from B40 families affected by COVID-19. Furthermore, a total of 15,000 ringgit was also donated to the Federal Territory Islamic Religious Department, or JAWI's COVID-19 funeral management team to fund the screening costs for its 60 members. He said the public can contribute to JAKIM YWM's COVID-19 Musa'adah Fund through the YWM's CIMB Islamic Bank account. Well, consumers can lodge complaints to the Tribunal for Consumer Claims, or TTPM, to request for compensations involving damaged or lost goods delivered through courier. Well, according to Deputy Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Dato' Rosal Wahid, the complaint can be lodged if the courier company refuses to take responsibility. Meanwhile, consumers and entrepreneurs are also advised to avoid using regular courier services to deliver expensive products, fragile, flammable or even explosive items.
Dan jika mereka tak mampu menyelesaikan, artinya seller tak boleh selesai, sekat courier tak boleh selesai, maka kita ada Tribunal Tuntutan Pengguna, TTPM, Tribunal Tuntutan Pengguna Malaysia, untuk kita ambil tindakan dan kita tengok mana yang boleh kita bantu untuk memastikan pengguna tidak teraniaya, pengguna mendapat hak mereka.
This statement was made following mass claims by netizens on spoiled or lost goods purchased due to negligence of courier services. Well, 6 locations which face internet connectivity problems prompted swift action from the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. Well, MCMC in a statement informed that their staff and personnel also conducted site visits and monitored the situation at the affected areas. Well, among the locations identified were Sekolah Kebangsaan Post Brook in Gua Musang, Kelantan, which is affected by poor internet connectivity. A communication tower nearby will be upgraded to support 4G coverage under the National Digital Connectivity Plan, known as Jendela, which is expected to be completed by the end of this year. This solution is projected to help over 300 students at the school. Meanwhile, MCMC also noted another internet connectivity problem in Padang Tengku, Kuala Lipis, Pahang. To solve this, a new communication tower will be constructed at the location under the Jendela plan and is expected to begin in the 3rd quarter of this year. Furthermore, the already existing nearby tower will be upgraded to support 4G connectivity to improve broadband quality starting the 2nd quarter of the year. Expressed hope to start training in the near future after undergoing surgery to remove 2 metal plates on his right hand last week. Well, Hafizh Shahrin, representing the NTS RW Racing GP team at the 2021 Motorcycle World Championship, said that he was excited to start with light training first, as suggested by doctors ahead of this season's race campaign scheduled to take place at the Losail International Circuit, Qatar on 28th March. And according to him, the recovery process will take 3 to 4 weeks, and the doctor advises not to do heavy work using the hand. Hafizh Shahrin, 26, said the decision to remove the metal plates on his right hand was part of efforts to improve the quality of his performance on the circuit. Well, he said removing the metal plates is due to discomfort that slows down his hand movement. On Thursday, local media reported that Hafizh Shahrin underwent surgery at a private hospital here in the country to remove the metal plates inserted in his hand 6 years ago after an accident at the Valencia Grand Prix in 2015. It's today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, ministers back from overseas trips now exempt from quarantine. Tune into news at 10, coming up at 10 p.m. on Saluran Berita RTM on My Free Views channel 123, or you can also stream the news by surfing RTM's MyClick. Thanks for watching. I'm Mohammed Ahmed Carlos, and do stay tuned to TV2.